Welcome back, everybody. It is June 20th. It has been an extremely long time since the last time I was here. I apologize for that. I've been busy, but I want to jump into what's been going on in the secondary market for Genesis. We do have the new set Origins coming out shortly, and so I just want to give a quick update on what I've seen happening. There wasn't a lot of new sales to update people on, but I will try my best to give you a little bit of what I'm seeing, and feel free to put some comments or reach out. I'm always happy to chat with you guys. All right, I'm doing this a little bit different this time. I do want to give a quick few shout outs to some of the other content creators out there and some places that you can find some content on Genesis Battle of Champions. We've got Heads or Tails Gaming with Stevo, the 2019 champion. He runs that store, and they've been there since the beginning. We've got Jeff Pacito, who has done all the Chibi Champion artwork. We've got Jordan, the Scheming Skeleton, who's been at Origins last week, been doing some spoilers, been working with the Genesis folks. And we have Ben Trading Cards, who's been at the Genesis Championships last year and has been doing a lot of content. And then, of course, we've got Louie at Kitchen Table TCG, who's been there since about a year ago, and he's been helping spread the word as well as run some games in his Discord server. And then, obviously, we've got the Genesis Battle of Champions site itself and their Discord channel. And you can feel free to subscribe to any of these guys and watch their stuff. There's a lot of old content, and there's not a lot out there on Genesis, so I urge you to see what's out there. All right, and if you're looking to actually purchase product, again, it's few and far between where there's some singles online, but I've got some stores here you can go to on the Canadian side of things, Heads or Tails Gaming and Dragon World. Those are two of the places that I look at. Heads or Tails is in the process of getting their online website up and running, but in the meantime, you can get a hold of Stevo in the Discord, and he's got a lot of older alpha and beta cards. And Dragon World's got a lot of beta cards as well as Rays and Jalera, both Jalera 1 and Jalera 2, and also a lot of promo cards. So if you're looking for that sort of stuff, feel free to head on over. And if you're in the U.S. and you don't want to have to ship stuff over the border, Rochester Gaming has some singles, I believe, and Louie at Cavdane's Market. I think primarily sealed product, but there are not a lot of singles out there. So if you need to find that stuff, you can either check out these websites or get into the Discords, because that is where the action is. And speaking of Discord, feel free to stay connected in the Discord. There's the Genesis Battle of Champions fan server. They have things like newbie night, access to questions with the judges, and a lot of buy and sell activity on there. And you can look for me under my little logo there. You can see Shockwave, and I'm happy to always get engaged with the community. Another awesome thing since the last update I've done is Awesome Wasim from the Discord server has created Coliseum of Fate, which if you haven't looked at this yet, you need to. This is actually a Google browser-based website. You don't have to install anything. Ties in with your Discord username and allows you to play Genesis online totally free. Create decks, check out decks others are having, and you can play test, and it's way better than the tabletop simulator. And it's 100% free for now, so feel free to get on there if you can. And you can get into the Genesis Discord channel and find people looking for games all of the time. So feel free to hit people up or just go into the channel looking for a game, and you're going to find somebody who's looking to play. All right, moving on to the actual secondary market. So I'm going to kind of go through this, and we're going to look at beta first. We don't really go through alpha just because there's not much on there, but I've got some reminders in the top right hand corner there. We've got numbers from the Haunted Castle Gaming website, 561 booster boxes, which equates to 15,456 booster packs. When you factor in the 2 packs you get in each 2-player starter set, as well as those 561 booster boxes. And so keep that in mind when you're thinking of how rare this stuff really is. So anything that you see here that doesn't have yellow highlight on the prices is older information. So the last time we saw some booster packs individually, we saw December 11th and December 6th, $80 for packs, 2 packs each. And so you start to see here the yellow highlight. We did see, since the last update, we've seen 3 sales of beta 2-player starter sets on eBay. 125, then it went up to 198, and the most recent one was only 69.43. So the market has softened quite a bit, and a lot of that has got to do more probably with what's going on in the economy and the rest of the world right now, and kind of the scare there. But Origins is around the corner. I urge people, if you've been sitting on this waiting around, now's a good time. You can get some good deals out there. And when we look at some of the beta boxes, you've got a whole whack of sales here since March 6th that we haven't talked about. So anywhere from $350 all the way up to $600 a box, with the most recent one on May 8th. And again, these are only eBay sales. There's been some private sales going on as well, but I'm not documenting that because I don't have a way to prove it unless some people are willing to show me some screenshots. So what I've started to do now is look at the last 5 sales average. So you see in yellow there, $529.50. That is the average of the last 5 boxes on eBay. Previous to that, the average would have been $815. And the same thing with the 2-player starter, average $133. Previously would have been $160. So we have seen some softening on the prices, to be expected, but this stuff is extremely rare. I think it's been, people have had about 5 or 6 months to accumulate. So, if you're looking for this, I think now is a pretty good time if you have faith in the game and you want to get some of the older stuff. So we move on to Welcome to Jalera, not Welcome to Jalera 2nd edition or J2, but the original edition here. So again, we have a reminder, approximately 665 booster boxes, and that equates to 15,960 packs. And so we've got boxes and booster packs individually. No recent sales on the booster packs. We're going to jump right into the booster boxes. What you can see here is pricing back in November and December, $200, $300, $600. The most recent sale is actually $138. Just a week and a half ago to $300 in March. So we've seen that soften as well. It's gone down about 25%, down to $307 is the average for the last 5 boxes. And the booster packs to be determined, but I don't think there's a lot of them out there. Most of it's probably in sealed boxes or opened up already. We did have quite a few little things that I'm going to put in here, kind of interspersed in some of the content. So we did have a unique sale, the Welcome to Jalera complete master set. Somebody had that up for sale, and that went for $1,500 on May the 11th. And these are USD numbers, obviously, unless noted otherwise. And so $1,500, and that included one of each epic, one of each rare, common, uncommon, and token. And so if you rewind back to the championships in November, I believe this set went for about $400 in the auction there, Canadian. So we've seen this, I remember saying at the time that those sets were a great deal for whoever got them, just because of the sheer amount of epics and the cost of those. So if you've got a complete set of this, there's not many out there. I think that we're gonna see shortly. In one of the other slides, I'll have a reminder. I believe there's like 55 to 60 of each epic that exists. So at most, there's 55 to 60 complete sets out there, and that's if not one person has multiples. So we're going to go over to Rays now. So Rays, 655 booster boxes, 15,720 packs. When we look at these, we see back in December, we had a few packs that sold, 4 of them for $78, nothing since. But when we look at the booster boxes, we've got some recent ones here, 345, 200, and 200. Looks like the last 5 average is 256 for a booster box. So this is softened as well. And overall, we're looking at some pretty low cost compared to what these would have been in November, December timeframe. I do want to actually just kind of say that I've got some J2 information on here, and I was a little bit reluctant to start monitoring some of this, but I guess with Origins coming out, I did want to just give people a quick update. We did get a new some new print run numbers put up on the Haunted Castle Gaming website around the J2 first print run. There's about 3,147 booster boxes, 2,580 two-player starter kits, and that's about 75,000 booster packs. And so I'm going to put together something shortly, just illustrating approximate epics, approximate rares, and that sort of thing that we can expect to have seen, and try to make some guesstimates on the foils. But when we look at this stuff, we've got boosters, two-player starters, and booster packs. And I just grabbed the last 5 sales of booster boxes, so we're looking in approximately the $77 a box range, which is pretty much just MSRP or the price that the stores have them for. So I'll take a look at this. I'm not necessarily going to chase following this yet, but as movement starts to happen and this becomes out of print, I anticipate that we'll be following this a little bit more. And I didn't track any of the booster packs or the two-player starters. They're not going for any crazy amounts yet, so they're still pretty readily available out there. All right. I do want to highlight one thing. I did notice that we still don't know the print run of Origins, the Kickstarter. It hasn't come out yet, but I did notice that on eBay, somebody did purchase a box for $150 USD. So I believe these were about $100 Canadian, if I can recall correctly, when the Kickstarter, launched and sold. And so if that's the case, we're looking at, about a $65 Canadian gain on those if this price can hold up. This may just be somebody who just wanted to get a single box, but we'll see what happens when it launches, if this stuff starts hitting the secondary market, and I'm hoping to follow that. All right. I did want to also highlight a few different weird kind of bundle things that don't fit in the mold of what I've been showing you, but back in March, we did see a box of Jalera and Rays for $5.50, so I didn't have a way to break that down per set, so I just want to kind of highlight that. June 6th, we had somebody bought 30 packs of Welcome to Jalera and Rays, kind of a mixture there for about $110, which is actually a really good deal considering the boxes probably would have went for about $250, $300. And then we had on June 14th, so just a few days ago, we had somebody purchased 6 booster boxes for $15.50, and that's 2 boxes each of Beta, Jalera, and Rays. I think that's a good grab for whoever got that long term. I would imagine if things start moving up again, they could probably sell one of each of those boxes and get their money back in the future here. So. And then obviously there was half of a booster box or 12 packs of Rays for $45. I mean, that's a pretty good price. It's like under $4 a pack. So these might be people who are Patreon subscribers who were getting some of these packs in their Patreon bundles and just moving those and selling them. I'm not really sure, but be that as it may, I wanted to track that for you guys. All right, moving on to some of the singles. We've actually still got some alpha singles. I believe they're still out there. I looked at this probably a few weeks ago and hadn't seen any of them sold, so they're either on eBay still or they've gone stale and been removed. But the bottom right corner here, this reminder, there's approximately 31 starter kits of Alpha 2017, approximately 11 booster packs. We have an unknown quantity of these, but it is very low. There was an Air Elemental that sold on April 16th for $75. So they are not selling super frequently on eBay anyways, but I know that a lot of alpha has exchanged hands privately in the Discord rooms. So if you're looking at owning a piece of history, I'm not saying to pay $100 for one of these commons, but you may want to find somebody like Steve-O or somebody who's got one to trade or something if you just want to have something. We look at Alpha 2018. What I've kind of done here is I'm putting these reminders in the corner from some of my previous content, just so you have an idea of what it was in the set. We had 4 epic rares, which gives us an approximate 25 to 26 of each. None of these numbers include the starters, so just keep that in mind. And they do not include the collector's sets that were handed out. So we've got some other active. Other ones that are active. I believe this Oni has been relisted for a lower amount, so some of these other ones may have been as well, but these are just the kind of pool of cards you have out there. A lot of uncommons and commons, not a lot of rares that were in existence. So look at some beta stuff here. So a reminder, there's approximately under 1,000 of each rare, 2,300 uncommons and 3,600 commons. And so when you look at this stuff, these were the last singles sold on eBay from beta. You see the Demon Scrolls, Meteorite, and real quickly, Demon Scrolls may start getting a push. Apparently, there's some new thoughts around that card and utilizing it, and we'll see what happens with Origins in the meta. But pretty cool that something that nobody was really playing ever may have some really big use in the future here. Here's some of the active stuff as well. We just looked at some of the sold stuff. Here's some of what's active. Nothing's moved really for the beta on eBay. So I'm going to move over to Jalera. And again, this was just, we have about 55 of each of these epics. So previously I showed you the Jalera master set that sold, and there's approximately 55 of each epic. So at the most, there's approximately 55 sets out there. But this last one on eBay sold for $75 in January. We've got some other active Jalera stuff that was posted up that hasn't sold. And then we've got some Raze stuff. These are the last ones that were sold. These were in my last updates. Then we've got some active stuff for Raze. Again, from my last update, the same stuff here. We look at, again, here's some more active stuff. And then when we get into some of the promo stuff, we're going to actually see some new activity here. So we actually had a Cabus Infinity promo that sold on March 15th for $30. And the Giant Scorpion finally sold. There's approximately 54 copies of this one. And that one sold for $435 2 weeks ago. So that to me is a really good sign that there is some movement on some of these really rare promos. The Cabus one, $30 seems pretty high considering I think Infinity gave that out if you bought 2 boxes. So good on whoever sold that. But the artwork's amazing. The card's awesome. Really cool one to have in your collection. Some of the active stuff that's still on eBay, we've got this Epiphany that's been listed in January. We've got this Oni organized play copy. We know that there's more than 1,000 of those out there. And then we've got this Chinese New Year Nuzu, which I think is a really cool one, where we don't know how many copies of that there are, but it's been up there since January. So just wanted to highlight that again. And again, I just want to kind of remind people, if you're looking for singles, the online Canadian website of Dragon World is probably the best place to go right now. They've given me a coupon code to give to you to save 5%. So feel free to use Shockwave and add some of those singles to your card if you're trying to complete some sets, even if it's, the 10 cent, 20 cent singles, or if you're looking at some of the bigger ones. Hopefully you can save some money by watching this content. Dragon World has some stuff active on their website. So, some of the stuff that they've got, you can see here, they've got the Purifying Wave, which is one of the epics. So there were only 4 epic rares in Alpha 2018, and that's one of them. They've got the Bolt Shot, Meteorite, some of the champions, and then Tsunami. And they have about 58 of the 90 cards that were in the Alpha set on their website. So if you're looking for something from Alpha, it's a good spot to go check out. And then when you get into beta, they've got a lot of the rares up there, and these rares have started to really move up, especially stuff like Holy Wall, the Angel, the Baruch. Pretty much $50 Canadian seems to be the price of admission to get a beta rare on their website right now. So we'll see if that holds up or that starts going up even more. And the last Holy Wall actually did sell, so there isn't any on their website anymore. When we get to Jalara, we have they have about 9 epics on their website. Those are going from anywhere from $85 to $100 Canadian. So those are, there's not much of that left out there in the wild besides in people's collections. So really cool pieces of artwork. All of them are pretty gorgeous. So, if you have a favorite card, maybe you get one of those, or maybe you just try to look for them in a trade or something. When we get to Rays, again, the same thing. We don't have a ton of stuff. There's 2 epics and a bunch of rares, but the trend is that everything's kind of moving higher. The new zoo actually sold, so we're down to just the Divine Renewal. All right, when we get to the promos, reminder just to watch any of my older videos if you want to see some of the rarity on some of the promo cards and the top 10 rarest cards in the game. But some of the ones that they have up for sale right now, you've got this Bolt Shot from Future League, really gorgeous Vampiric Kiss, some of the giant scorpions from Heads or Tails, as well as the Ragnarok Meteorite. And so there's many more promos on their website. I just kind of picked some of the more expensive ones. If anybody's got this 2019 Necrolich Championship promo card, I'd love to get a picture of that just for myself. I don't have it. It's not on the Haunted Castle Gaming website, but it's up on the Dragon World site, so maybe they can put it up there so we can all see it as well. But if not, if someone wants to send me that, I'd be grateful. I did want to highlight some previous starter deck sales. These have both sold for $2,000 Canadian, so there is a market and there is a place for these. These are probably sitting in the collections of some high-end collectors, but nevertheless pretty cool. And then I did want to just quickly highlight that there is Mint is grading cards. So you see this Sky Storm Dragon. Feel free to reach out to some of the Canadian hobby shops that use Mint and do the grading service, because as the game gets bigger and people want to move graded cards, these are the only guys that are authorized right now and that will grade them. And they do a pretty good job. So that's pretty much it for now. I'm hoping to do some more content with Origins coming out. Feel free to click the subscribe or the like button, add some comments. I am always here to answer questions when I can be, and I look forward to helping you guys in the future. And please play on Coliseum of Fate. Thank you.